So, good day, everyone. So, we're going to continue our discussion on probability of events, but this time we're going to talk about rules of probability. So, let's start with additive rules. Okay, so we have three theorems. No, each represents corresponding uh, events, or should I say, a situation that we could actually uh, apply on additive rule. So, first theorem is the if theorem one, if A and B are two events, then the probability of the union of A and B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of the intersection of A and B. So for us to understand that, let's have this illustration. So for example, this is the uh, okay. So for example, this is the event A and event B. For sure, this shaded region is the intersection of A and B. So let's not forget that a sample space is represented by a box. Okay. So, and then yeah, there's an S. Okay. So this is the representation of this theorem one. Okay. So the probability of A in this case, so we're seeing this one. So here, the probability of A and the union of these two probabilities with respecting events A and B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus this intersection. Okay, so that's the additive rule theorem one. Okay, there are three corollaries that uh, uh, we have to understand here. First, if A and B are mutually exclusive events, so let's try to remember the meaning of mutually exclusive events. That means they don't have any intersection. Okay, that's mutually exclusive events. So wala silang intersection. That means yung ating uh, part ng ating theorem 1 na minus the probability of A intersection ng B is omitted. Okay? Kasi nga wala silang intersection. Second, if A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub n are mutually exclusive events, so it follows, no? Katulad ng corollary 1, if meron lang dalawang events, A and B, they don't have any intersection, mutually exclusive, then it follows na if goes beyond two events, then the union of those events are the sum of their individual probabilities, or the probabilities of the union of those events are the sum of their individual probabilities. Okay? And then corollary 3, if A sub 1, A sub 2 up to A sub n is a partition of the sample space S, so that means the union of the events A sub 1, A sub 2 up to A sub n is equal to 1. So, or should I say equal to the probability of individual events that leads to the probability of the whole sample space, which is equal to 1. Okay? So, this theorem 1 coincide with theorem 2. Okay? But this time, we are dealing with three events. Okay? So, let's have another illustration for that. So, let's say okay. Okay. So let's say this is event A, event B, and event C. So as you can see here, this is the intersection of, okay, so let's make it another color. So the green one is the intersection here is the intersection of event A and B, and the red one is the intersection of B and C. Okay, so but we could rearrange this in such a way. So this is the one of the example. Another example is if there are three events that are okay, so this one. Yeah. Okay. So for example, this event A, B, and C. So this one is the union of, or should I say intersection of three events, the pink or purple. The green one is the intersection of events A and B. The red one is the intersection of events B and C. And the blue one is the intersection of A and C. That is the theorem 3. Okay. The sum, or should I say the probability of the intersection of events A, B, and C, in this case, is the sum of the probabilities, just like this one, no? Ito yung pinaka-best example. Ito. Yan. For this event. So, yung nasa taas, no, nakikita nyo, dalawang events lang yung, or should I say, dalawang intersection lang. But the other one that pertains to three events that intersects to each other, ayan, or intersect to each other, ito yon yung nasa baba. Okay? So, the probability of the union of A, B, and C, tatlo yung nag-unite, is the probability of A plus the probability of B plus the probability of C. Now, are they going to subtract the probability intersection of the probabilities? So this one, they will subtract this one, probability of the intersection of A and B, probability of the intersection of A and C, and the probability of intersection ng B and C. But we have to remember they have common intersection, which is this one. Itong kulay purple na to, they will add the union or the intersection of A, B, and C. Okay? So for us to understand that, or for us to get what we are, or should I say, for us to apply what we are dealing with or this topic, let's answer number 42. So John is going to graduate from an industrial engineering department in a university by the end of the semester. After being interviewed at two companies he likes, he assesses that his probability of getting an offer from a company A is 0.8, and his probability of getting an offer from company B is 0.6. He believes that the probability that he will get offers from both companies is 0.5. What is the probability that he will get at least one offer from these two companies? So for number 42, so first is binanggit, no, John is going to graduate. Meron siyang assessment. Okay? First, the probability of getting hired at company A, sinabi niya 0.8. Okay, so let's denote is in this manner. Okay? Next, the probability that he will get hired on company B is 0.6. Yeah. And the probability that he will get hired or that we will get offer from both companies, when we say both companies, that is intersection. Okay? So yung term na ginamit natin dito is probability of getting from both. That means A and B. So let's remember this one. If we use the word and, okay, it pertains to intersection. Okay? So, but if we use or, this pertains to union. So, in this case, binanggit, probability daw na makuha siya from both companies, that is end intersection of probability of getting from A and B is 0.5. Ang tanong is, what is the probability that he will get, okay, at least one offer from this company? When we use the word at least, it pertains to A or B. So if that's or, that is union. So we apply this theorem 1. Okay, so let's go back. So to solve for this problem, so that is the probability of A, that is union from B, that is because of the word at least or pertaining toward A or B, that is the probability of A plus probability of B minus the probability of the union of, intersection of A and B. So that probability union of A and B is equal to 0.8 plus 0.6 minus 0.5. So it will give us, okay, that is 1.4 minus 0.5, that is 0.9. So this is the probability that he will get. Okay, so this one. So that's the probability that he will get, no, by applying, or he will get, no, at least one offer from those two companies based on the data that he has. Okay, so depende dun sa kanyang assessment. Okay, yun yung gustong i-pertain ng problem. Okay, so let's answer number 43. Okay, for us to analyze more of this kind of problem. So I will just add a page here. So let's answer number 43. Okay. So number 43. So in number 43, we are asked, what is the probability of getting a total of 7 or 11 when a pair of dice is tossed? Okay. So that is the question. So again, what are those two pair of dice? So let's have a recap. So if there are two pairs of dice, so their sample space are these two, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the other one is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you will just look on the number of possible outcomes, ano na ba yung mga numbers that will give you 7? So, meron dito 5 and 2. Let's write it. No? So to get 7, we have 5 and 2. We could have 2 and 5. We have 1 and 6. And 6 and 1. And then 3 and 4. Then 4 and 3. Ayan. So, ayan yung mga ano natin, no? That you will get total 7. Okay? Ano pa? Ano pa ba mga pwedeng maging total of 7? I think yan na, no? So, next is yung 11. Okay? So, for us to get number 11 from two pair of dice, okay, so we have 5 and 6, tapos 6 and 5. Yun lang. Meron pa bang ibang answer dyan? No? wala na, no? Parang yan na talaga, no? For us to get number 7, ito, tapos ito yung number 11. Yeah. So, if we have a quick recap, no? The number or the total number of the members or elements in the sample space for two pair of dice is 6 times 6 or 36. Ito yung total. No? Total pairs. No? Total pairs ng pwede makuha sa dalawang die. Okay? The question is, balikan natin yung number 43. Ano daw makukuha natin or what's the probability of getting 7 or 11? Now, let's go back to this theorem. The probability of A probability of A union of B is equal to the probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of intersection ng A and B. Okay? So, let's write those possible outcomes. Okay? So, let P sub A is the probability of getting 7. Okay? So, ilan ba ang pairs, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, natin, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 out of 36. So, the probability of A is equal to 6 out of 36, or this is 1 over 6. Next, I'm getting green. The probability of B is the probability of getting 11. So, bilangin natin, ilan ba ang pairs? Okay, so 1, 2, dalawa lang. So that is 2 over 36 or equal to 1 over 18. Now, meron ba tayong the probability ng intersection ng A and B? So, tignan, balikan natin to. So, ano-ano ba yung mga pairs na may kamukha? No? Because it is intersection eh. Ano yung common sa dalawa? Meron o wala? Wala. So, that means wala na to. 0. No? 0. So, for us to evaluate this one, the probability of A union of B is equal to just the probability of A plus the probability of B kasi they are mutually exclusive events. Okay? Mutually exclusive events. So the probability of A united sa B is equal to, that is 1 over 6 plus 1 over 18. It will give us the value of 3 over, should I say, 2 over 9 kasi magiging ano to? 18, no? So, common denominator nila 8 or common nila is 18. So, 18 divided by 6, 3. Okay? Tapos, yun, divide pa sa 2. So, 4 over 18 or 2 over 9. So, this is your answer. Kaya ito yung sagot natin sa number 43. Okay? So, that is for number 43. So, any question for 43? Yan, may tanong ba tayo sa number 43? Yan. Sige. So, if yeah, so kung walang question sa 43, or if you have question, you could actually message, no? If you have follow up, or you could actually review this lecture, no? So, for number 44, medyo naputol ito. no? But we will just skip to this one, no? So the number 44 are probability ng mga exclusive events ulit. So I will just forward the soft copy of this, no, yung handout, no, para ma-practice ninyo. No, kasi naputol siya dito. So it will be given to you so that you could practice, no, this problem. Okay? So let's move with number 45. So medyo naputol nga siya, no? Naputol yung ating number 45. Number 44. For number 45, this falls under the category of Theorem 3. Okay? If A and the complement of A are complementary events, of course, they are complementary events. Kasi, diba, this symbol is complement of an event. Then, the sum of their probability is 1. So, let's answer number 45. Yan. If the probabilities that an automobile mechanic will service 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 or more cars on any given workday are respectively 0.12, 0.19, 20, 0.28, 0.24, 0.10, and 0.07. What is the probability that he will service at least 5 cars on his next day at work? Okay, so this will fall on the category of Theorem 3. So let's have an analysis on this one. So sinabi, meron daw service, no, or automobile mechanic that will service respective number of cars na merong probability. Okay? So isa-isay natin. Kapag sabi dito, kapag 3, yan, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or more, di ba? May more pa no? So kapag 3 daw, sabi is yan, 0.12. Kapag 4 is 0.19. Kapag 5, 0.28. Kapag 6, 0.24. Kapag 7, 0.10. Kapag 8, tama ba? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Ayan. 0.07 or more. Magkasama na pala to. Isin natin. Magkasama na pala yung 8 or more. Yeah. Ang tanong niya lang is, the down probability that he will service at least 5 cars on his next day at work. Okay. So gumawa tayo ngayon ng mga events, or from this, let's state events. Okay. Let event, for example, kasi 5 no? At least 5 cars on his next work day. So the automobile mechanic, ano na lang, M. Let event M is the event, okay, that at least 5 cars are serviced. Okay. That at least 5 cars are serviced. Okay? Yun yung event M. Okay? And then, so if that's the case, no, na merong at least 5 cars, so kung complement ito, kasi we're dealing with complement, ano yung M prime? M prime will be the event that fewer than 5 cars are serviced. Okay? The event that fewer than 5 cars are serviced. Yan. So, applying natin yung Theorem 3, sabi sa atin dito, so that is, ulit yun, the probability of A plus the probability of complement of that event is equal to 1. Or in this case, we are using the probability of M plus the probability of M prime is equal to 1. Yan. So, ano ngayon ang magiging sagot? Okay? Ano ngayon ang ating ano kaya ngayon ang ating magiging solution? Okay? So, first, let's have the probability ng M prime. Okay? Anong ulit yung probability ng M prime? The probability na, sulat natin. Yan, probability that fewer than 5 cars are serviced. Yan. So the probability of ng M prime is, ano ba yung fewer than 5 cars? Diba ito? 3 and 4. So that is the probability ng 3, ano yan? 0.12 plus 0.19 is equal to 0.31. Yan, 0.31. So ano ngayon ang probability ng at least 5 cars? So yung mas mataas na, ito na. That is 0.28 plus 0.24 plus 0.10 plus 0.07. Okay. Or pwede mo namang i-total kasi we know na ano nga ulit daw yun? Ito, no? From this. So, we could say that 1 minus the probability ng M prime or the probability na fewer than 5 plus the probability ng at least 5. So, the probability is equal to 1 minus 0.31 or equal to 0.69. Okay? So, this is your answer. Kaya, ito yung sagot natin dito sa ating problem. Okay? So, that is for our sample number 45 or problem number 45. Okay? So, ayan. So, now let's have this sample problem. Okay? So, medyo magkalain ng space. Dagdag tayo. Ayan. Ayan. Situation 5. Suppose that a manufacturer specification for the length of a certain type of computer table are 2,000 plus minus 10 millimeters. Ayan. In this industry, it is known that small cables just as likely to be defective or not meeting specifications. Cable pala, no? Cable. Yan. So, as large cables. That is, the probability of randomly producing a cable with a length of exceeding 2,010 millimeters is equal to the probability of producing a cable with length smaller than 1,990 millimeters. The probability that the production procedure meets the specification is known to be 0.99. Okay, so the questions are, ito. What is the probability that a cable selected randomly is too large? Ayan. And then, ano daw yung pangalawa? So, pangalawa is, what is the probability that a randomly selected cable is larger than 1,990? Ayan. So, ano tayo? Mag-dictate tayo ng mga events, di ba? So, yun naman ang una natin kailangan gawin di ba? So, dictate tayo. So, let M, natin. Yan. Event that the cable yan, meets the specification. Yan. So, may mga required specification, di ba? Tulad nung nabanggit sa problem. Ayan, nabalikan natin. So, meron silang required na specification. Okay? At yun ay yun yung 2,000 plus minus 10 millimeters. Okay? So, yun. And then, binigay yung probability na mamimit yung specification. Di sulat na natin. The probability of meeting that specification is 0.99. 99 ba? Ayan. Ito po. Ayan, binigay. Binigay yung mismong kailangan natin. Ayan. And then, let S, okay, ayan, the event that the cable, ayan, is too small. Tapos, ano yung too small na yon? Yun yung 1990 mm. And then yung L, the event that the cable is too large. Ito yung 2010 mm. Ayan, nandito siya. Ayan, oh. The probability of randomly producing a cable length exceeding 2010, or should I say, yeah, mas mataas pala. No, 1990 mm, tapos mas mababa, smaller, yan, too small. Kasi ito, mas mataas. Kasi ito yung tamang specification nila, di ba? Yung 2000 plus minus 10 mm. So, pag hindi pumasok doon, hindi niya na-meet yung specification. Okay? So, letter A, ang tanong sa letter A, ano daw ang probability that the cable selected randomly is too large? Okay? Pero may binanggit. Ang sabi, may catch eh. Ang probability daw ng randomly producing cable exceeding 2010 millimeters is equal to the probability of producing a cable with length smaller than 1090. Tama sabihin na yung probability ng the event of the cable is too small ay equal to sa probability ng cable that is too large. Yan. So ito yun. Binanggit kita sa problem. Highlight natin or underline natin para kita kaagad. Yan. So mako-compute na natin yung answer para dito. So sa letter A, so that will be equal to yung probability daw ng sa large na equal to sa probability ng small or too small is equal to the probability, so 1 minus probability ng nag-meet sa specification 10 over 2. Bakit over 2? Kasi kung equal ito, dapat, so note, the probability of too small plus probability of too large plus the probability of meeting the expectation is equal to 1. Kaya, nangyari is, if equal itong dalawa na to, ayan, base dito, madidivide yan sa 2. Okay? So, balik tayo. So, that is the probability na too large, na equal din naman sa too small is 1 minus, 1 minus 0.99 over 2, that is 0.01 over 2, that is equal to 0.005. So, ito na yung ating sagot for that. Kaya ito yung sagot sa number 46. Okay? Yeah, for number 46. Oh, next. What is the probability that a randomly selected cable is larger than 1,990 millimeters? Ayan na. So, kasi randomly selected din, no? Randomly. So, hindi alam. Pero alam mo na merong range, no? We have this range of values. Yung ating specification. Ano nga ulit daw yun? Kapag pumasok, di ba sabi na daw, larger than 1,990. So, is it safe to say for letter B? For letter B, yung probability na yung randomly selected na item, let X be the randomly selected cable, na merong greater than or equal to 1,990 ay equal sa 1, kasi ito yung buo na yan, no? So parang nandito siya, no? Yung 2 small, no? Diba? Ito yung mas mababa sa 1,990 minus the probability ng 2 small. Kasi itong probability na to, yan ay equal sa probability ng 2 large plus probability na nag-meet sa specification. Okay? So if that's the case, edi masasolve na natin. That is equal to 1 minus, ano ba yung probability ng 2 small? Na equal din sa probability ng 2 large, which is 0.005. That is equal to 0.995. Ito yung ating sagot for number 47. Okay? So that is for the theorem 3 ng ating probability. Sige. So, let's continue our discussion. So, we will be discussing now what we call conditional probability. So, the probability of an event B occurring when it is known that some event A has occurred is called conditional probability and is denoted by P. Ayan. The probability of B occurs given that A occurs. Yun yung basa doon, no? Ito, pag binasa yan, ito siya. Or, pwede mo rin siyang basahin that the probability of B given A. Parang gano'n. As simple as that. Okay? So, if that's the case, ito yung magiging formula. The probability of B occurs given that A occurs, or what we call conditional probability, is the probability of the intersection of A and B divided by the probability of A, provided that the probability of A is greater than 0. Okay? So, yun ang yun ang ating catch, no, for this conditional probability. So, for us to understand that, okay, let's have this situation number 6. Okay, so that will covers item 48, 49, and 50. So, let's have this item. Ayan. So, the probability that a regularly scheduled flight departs on time, tama ba? Ayan, nakapatong kasi. Ayan. Departs on time is, ito, the probability of D. So, sinabi niya yung mismong ginamit. So, lagay din natin. Sabi doon, yan. The probability that it departs on time is 0.83. Tapos, the probability that it arrives on time is 0.82. And the probability that it departs and arrives. So, di ba nakita niyo yung ginamit na term? And if that's the case, ang ginamit ay intersection. The probability that it departs and arrives, so ano yun, D intersect ng A is 0.78. Find the probability that a plane, number 46, ito na. Number 48, arrives on time given that it departed on time. O yun yung unang tanong. Arrives on time, departed, given that it departed on time. So, paano natin i-denote yung symbol conditional? The probability that it arrives on time, given that it departed on time. So, pag sinulat natin yan, so kung susundan natin itong pattern na to, yan, that is the probability of the intersection ng A and D, yan, papabaliktad. Kasi depende doon sa pagkakasulat no? Kaya natin. That is D and A over D. Yan, the probability of A. So masasolve na natin sa number 48. Ngayon, that is 0.78 over 0.82. Or it will give us sorry. This is not probability of A. I think this is probability of B. Yan, kasi it arrives on time given that departed of time. So 0.83. So it will give us 0.94. Yan. So ito yun, no? Kaya ito yung sagot natin, 0.94. Okay? So that is for number 48. So now let's move with number 49. So number 49 naman pabaliktad. Departed on time given that it has arrived on time. So mapapansin nyo, yung application itong conditional probability na to, madalas to in transportation engineering. No? So specifically sa mga train, di ba? Parang gano'n, no? Ito kasi, I think, kasi scheduled flight, so pwedeng airplane, no? Plane yung, plane. Pero pwede nito sa mga trains, no? Or mga cars, mga buses. Sige, balik tayo sa number 49. Ito naman, nakabaliktad. Departed on time, given it has arrived on time. Parang, aalis siya sa tamang oras, given na darating yung kung ano yung aalis sa tamang oras din. Okay? So that is the probability of departed. Pag ganyan, no? Pabaliktad. So that is, kasunod natin, pabaliktad na siya. O, same pa din. No, same pa din siya. That is A, intersection ng D. Ito rin naman yun eh. Diba? Pero this time, the probability that it arrives on time. No, parang naka-base kasi doon eh. So pag mag-depart siya on time, given, mag-arrive siya on time. So that is the probability that departed on time given that it arrived on time is 0.78 over 0.82 or equal to 0.95. So kaya ito yung sagot natin dito. 0.95. Okay? So, and last, no? Sa last, medyo may plot twist ng konti. Yan. That's number 50. Arrives on time given that it not depart on time or not hindi siya umalis, did not departed. Okay. That it arrives on time given that it did not depart on time. Hanapin natin yung probability na yon. So, if that is the case, ano ba yung probability na hindi daw siya, it will not depart on time? Yun yung question. What's the probability that it will not depart on time? So ano ba probability ulit that it departed on time based sa problem? That is 0.83. If it did not depart on time, is that the complement of event D? And that is equal to 1 minus the probability that it departed on time, that is equal to 1 minus 0.83, or this is 0.17. So, sabi, arrives on time given that it did not departed on time. So that is the probability of arrive on time given that it will not depart on time. So probability ng D, yan, complement or the intersection complement ng D sa A over D probability ng it will not depart on time. So that is equal to, ano daw yung intersection ng complement ng D and A? So that is, ano tong complement ng D? Intersection ng A and D. That is, sa pagitan ng 0.82 Ano yun? Ito, balikan natin. Ito, oh. Diba ito yung sa A? Sa D, since hindi siya magde-depart on time, so nakita nga natin na 0.17 siya. So mababawasan natin yung, saan mababawas to? Yung 0.17 na to. Nakikita ba? O saan? Ibabawas ba siya? Or is it this one? Minus 0.78. Pwede, no? Kasi it did not depart on time eh. So over, pero ito ay 0.17. So they will give us the answer na 0.24. Yan. So ano daw ulit to? Arrives on time given that it not depart. So that's the answer for number 50. Okay, so that's the twist, no? Ng ating problem. Pwede din naman pabaliktad. So kayo na yun. So try to answer, no, kapag departs on time given that it did not arrive on time. So may pattern na kayo makikita dyan. No, you will have the pattern based on this problem. Okay? So yan. So let's move, no? So sa ating last part, okay, ng ating rules of probability is what we call the product rule or what we call the multiplicative rule. Okay. So if in an experiment, events A and B can both occur, sabihin intersection. So ang probability daw is, okay, sabi dito is the probability that both A and B occur is equal to the probability that A occurs, yan, multiplied, nakamultiply yan na, ito, A occurs multiplied that by the conditional probability that B occurs given that A occurs. Since A and B, since the events daw na A and na intersect sa B and B nag-intersect sa A are equivalent, so susundan din nila itong theorem na to. So parang ganito yan. So the probability ng intersection ng A and B kanina, di ba? Union. So kasi or, kaya addition, nakita ba? Balikan niya natin. Pag additive rule, nakita nyo, union. Okay? So additive rule, union, kasi or. Pero kapag multiplicative rule, ang ginamit ay intersection kasi and. Sabi na daw, this is equal to the product ng probability ng A multiplied by the conditional probability that B occurs, given that the probability that B occurs given that event A occurs. Or, ito ay equal sa, to simplify that, since parehas naman yung A and B and B and A, pwede din sabihin na, yun nga, parehas din. Pwede rin natin sabihin the probability ng B and A are equal. Kasi nga naman, kung babalikan natin yung pinakauna pang figure, ayan, di ba ito rin yung intersection natin kanina. So, balikan natin. So, yan. Okay. So, isa lang naman kasi, no, yung ating intersection. So, kaya nga sa additive rule, imbis na i-add, isa-subtract. Kasi nga, end. Sabihin, nagtagpo may intersection. Pero sa multiplicative rule or product rule, wala. Kaya, equal yon. Okay? So, para maintindihan natin to, okay, let's answer these problems. Ayan. So, actually, meron dito, ayan, dalawa. And then, meron tayong theorem, no, that it follows yung mas madaming events. Okay? Kasi sa dalawa lang. So, let's answer number 51 and 52. Ayan. Suppose that we have a fuse box containing 2 fuses of which 5 are defective. Yan. If 2 fuses are selected at random and removed from the box in succession, sabihin hindi babalik, no? Yan, no? Selected at random then remove from the box in succession, anong ibig sabihin nun? Hindi na siya babalik without replacing the first. So, hindi rin talaga ibabalik. No, kahit yung unang binunot, hindi daw. Ayan o, nakalagay. Without replacing the first. So, talagang naka-highlight na hindi mo na ibabalik yung yung nabunot mo na fuse. What is the probability that both fuses are defective? Yun. So, first things first, alamin natin yung magiging scenario. No? First, let's have, or which should I say, mag-dictate tayo ng mga events. Okay? So, mag-dictate tayo ng event. Let event, let A is the event that the fuse is defective. Yan, kasi ang tinatanong, ano daw ang probability that both fuses are defective? So, if meron tayong probability A is defective, therefore, ang probability ng A na mabubunot, take note hindi babalik without replacing. So, ang probability na mabubunot ay defective ay ano kaya ang unang mabubunot? So, kung meron tayong 5 defective, ayun ang sinabi dito, 5 of which are defective. So, sa unang, burahin ko muna ito. Yan, burahin muna natin. Sige. So, let's have, parang, imagine natin. So, meron tayo dito, let's say ito yung 5 defective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tapos yung total niya, parang 1 to 20, no? 1 to 20. So, itong green, ito yung mga defective. Yan. Ang probability na mabubunot natin sa unang bunot ay defective ay 5 out of 20 or that is 1/4. Okay? Nabunot mo na. Okay? So, first First draw. Ano ba? First selection. First randomly selected. Pero nag-expect ka nga na defective. Okay? So, ano yung susunod na event? So, dahil meron tayong condition na, ano daw yun? Meron tayong condition na mag-intersect kasi yung event B naman is the event. The fuse defective dito sa first, no? First. Yung event B naman, let B is the event that the fuse is defective sa pangalawa. Second. Ano na mangyayari pag pangalawa? That means, ang matitira na lang sa defective, pag pangalawang bunot, so walang binalik, diba? 1, 2, 3, 4 na lang. Tapos, yung total niya is magiging 1 hanggang 19 na lang. Okay? Yun yung nangyari. Okay? So, that means na yung probability, or should we say, no? The probability, yung conditional probability that B occurs given that A occurs. Sabihin, nangyari yung event B given tapos na yung event A. Ano yun? Yung ito, yung given, yan, ito. Yan. Is equal to, ilan na lang mabubunot? 4 over 19. Yung total. So therefore, yung probability ng A na nag-intersect sa B ay equal sa 1 over 4 times 4 over 19, or that is equal to 1 over 19. Nandito ba? Ayan. So ito, tama nga. So yan yung ating sagot for number 51. Okay? So again, no, para hindi tayo malito. Yan, medyo ibabalikan lang natin ang konti. Zoom. Yan. Meron daw fuse box. Focus muna tayo sa number 51. Meron daw fuse box na merong 20 na fuse or fuses. 5 doon sa 20 defective. Okay. So, unang event, bumunot ka ng isa out of 5. So, pero 20 yon. So, nag-expect ka na defective yon sa 5. So, kaya ang unang mong probability ay 5/20 or 1/4. No? Reduce natin to lowest term. Yung isa naman, since nangyari na yung event A, tapos na, kaya pumasok na tong event B wherein mabubunot mo ulit, nag-expect ka, defective. So that is 4 yung natira para sa defective at meron pang 19 kung saan pumasok yung defective na yun. So that is 4/19. So kaya applying product rule or multiplicative rule, that is 1/4 times 4/19 or 1/19. Okay? So that is for our first example. So, insert na lang tayo. Okay, hindi nakakayanin. Ayan. So, under nitong multiplicative rule, ang sagutan naman natin, itong number 52. Ayan. Number 52 na tayo. So, number 52 states here that one bag contains 4 white balls and 3 black balls. Ayan. So, and a second bag contains 3 white balls and 5 black balls. Ayan. One ball is drawn from the first bag, okay, and placed unseen in the second bag. So, ibig sabihin, ano to? Parang, kung ginamit yung term na unseen, lumalabas, random. Okay, randomly. Kasi hindi tinignan eh, no? What's the probability that a ball now drawn from a second bag is black? Ano daw yung probability na yung susunod na makukuha mo, okay, dun sa second bag ay black. Given na may nilipat ka na isang bola from the first bag. Sige. For us to easily visualize this, mag-drawing tayo na lang ng ano, illustrative na drawing. No? Or should I say, parang ano ba, schematic na diagram. Okay? Sana nga schematic. Okay? So, let's say ito yung ating, yan. Ito yung ating bag number 1. Sabi, meron daw ito, it contains ano daw? Bag number 1 contains 4 white balls and 3 black balls. Lagyan natin. 4 white balls and 3 black balls. Yan. Then, yung bag number 2, yan. So ito yun. Yan. Meron daw siyang, sabi dito, 3 white balls and 5 black balls. Yan. 3 white balls and 5 black balls. Yan. So, may isa daw, no, may isang bola, unknown. Hindi mo alam yung kulay kasi unseen eh, no? Nilipat. So, merong isang bola na nilipat. Pupunta sa second bag. Ang problema, hindi mo alam. So, pwede tayong magkaroon ng so, pwede pala tayong magkaroon ng dalawang scenario dito. Ayan. Una, kapag white ang nailipat. So, dito sa taas, hatiin natin na. Ayan. So, dito sa upper part, if ano ba? If black na lang. Baliktad natin. If black ball is transferred or nailipat, okay, dito sa baba, pagawin natin kulay. Ito na lang. if white ball is transferred. Yan. Ano ang mangyayari? Yan. Okay. Pag na-transfer yung black, ano magiging scenario? Pag na-transfer yung black, magiging ito ay 3 white balls. Okay, ito ay 6 black balls. Okay. Kapag na-transfer naman yung white, this will become 4 white balls, then 5 black balls. Tama ba? Yan. So ngayon, since meron na tayong total, ano total nito? Total nitong isa ay 9. Ito, ang total nito ay malamang 9 din. No? Parehas. Parehas silang 9. Pero magkaiba ng magiging scenario nito. Okay? Magkaiba sila. Ayan. Sige. So, ano ngayon ang magiging probability? Ayan. Alamin natin ang magiging probability. So, if black ang nakuha, okay, if black, yan, B for black. Anong probability na makuha ang black? That is, ano bang total nito? 7. 7 ang total. So this is, pag nilipat mo sa pangalawang bag, this is 3 over 7. Kapag white, kapag white is 4 over 7. Yun yung sinabi sa problem, no? Dilipat. Ngayon, since meron kang probability ng dalawa, hindi ito ang tanong talaga. Ang tanong, ano ang probability na yung pangalawang ay yung mabubunot from the second bag? Ito na, dito na tayo nakafocus. Ano daw ang probability na ito. Yan. Ano daw yung probability dito na mabubunot mo ay black? Okay, yun yung question. So, kaso, randomly mo pa rin makukuha. Randomly. So, meron ka pa rin dalawang senaryo. Meron ka pa din kapag black at kapag white. Yan. Kapag black, dito sa taas, no, yung unang ano natin. Kapag black ang nabunot mo, that is, ang probability mo ay 6 over 9. Kapag white, ilan? 3 over 9. Okay. Dito sa baba, kapag black, that is 5 over 9. Kapag white, that is 4 over 9. So, ang hinahanap lang natin is probability that a ball now drawn from the second bag is black. So, in this case, mukhang magkakaroon ng kanya-kanyang probability with the respective intersection. Bakit intersection? Lagay natin. So, magkakaroon dito ng intersection ng events. Bakit magkakaroon ng intersection? Kasi meron silang common ball. Na yung common ball na yon is randomly selected. Okay? As indicated dun sa problem. So from that point of view na merong random ball na makukuha, okay, ano ang probability na yung huling bunot or huling kuha ay black? Yun lang yung question. Ano daw yung makukuha na ang huling makukuha mo ay black? So, alin ba yung mga possible scenario na makukuha mo ay black. So, isa-isay natin. So, una dito, o if black yung una nakuha, so that is black. Then, black para sa pangalawa. Next, black yung sa una, and then white sa pangalawa. Diba? O, dito naman sa baba. White yung una, tapos black yung sa pangalawa, then white yung una, then white yung pangalawa. So, anong kailangan natin? Kailangan natin ay black ang huling makukuha. So, ito at ito kailangan natin. So, now, we have to find the probability nito. The probability ng black sa unang kuha na nag-intersect sa probability na black din sa pangalawang nakuha. Okay? At yung probability ng white yung unang nilipat, pero sa pangalawa, black ang makukuha. Okay? Ano-ano yun? So, kung black yung una, that is 3/7. Yan. Multiplied by, ayun, nakikita ba? That is 6/9. Okay? At yung pangalawa, that is 4/7 multiplied by, ano yun? 5/9. Yan na. So, if that's the case, mangyayari ay, i-add lang natin itong dalawa na to. So, ang solution natin is to add the probability ng black sa una, na nag-intersect sa pangalawang bunot, yan. Plus the probability na white yung una na intersect sa black sa pangalawang bag ay equal sa ito, 3/7, 3/7 multiplied by 6/9 plus 4/7 multiplied by 5/9. So, having this operation, ano lalabas dyan? So, parang over 63 yan, no? 18/63 plus 20/63 will give us 38/63. So, ito yung probability na sa pangalawang bunot ay black. Okay? So, that's for the number 52. Yeah. So, medyo tedious lang, pero if you get the flow, no, nitong problem na to, you could just easily answer this one kasi alam mo yung flow ng makukuha, no? You just have to be imaginative, no? Talagang gagana yung creative and imaginative juices natin para mapiga tong klaseng ito ng problem kasi marami siyang scenario. Okay? So that's for number 52. And then we have the last theorem is yung ating theorem kapag madami. Ayan. Sabi, meron daw A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub K na dito na events. Ayan. So tuloy-tuloy lang para siyang product ng product ng product, no? Kasi kanina, 'di ba, ina-add mo ng ina-add, ito minumultiply mo ng minumultiply. Ganun lumalabas. Okay? Ngayon, pag independent siya, edi independent mo minumultiply. Okay? So, sagutan natin tong number 53 yung last. 3 cards are drawn in succession. So, yung binunot. Without replacement from an ordinary deck of playing cards. Ano nga, ilan number of cards ng ordinary playing deck? 52 cards. Yan. So, gusto ba isa-isahin pa ba natin? Sige. So, kapag red cards, that is hearts, saka diamond. Kapag blue or black, that is spade and clover. Ayan. So, lahat yun sila tag 12, no? 12, 12, so 12, 12, 12. 53 pala. Ba 53? Sorry, 13. Mali, 13. O kasi 1 ace to 10, jack, queen, king. So 13, red and red. 13, ito 13, ito 13 din, ito 13. Yan. So, ang total nga niyan ay 52. Total niya 52. Yan. Okay? So, find the probability that event A sub 1 and intersect in A sub 2 and intersect with A sub 3. So, ito lang pinapahanap. Madali lang pala eh. A sub 1 nag-intersect daw sa A sub 2 na nag-intersect sa yan. Nag-intersect sa A sub 3. So, may tatlong intersection lang ng events. Ano daw yan? Given daw that A sub 1 is the event that the first card is red ace and A sub 2 is the event that the second card is 10 or jack. Una, isisi natin ano daw? Event that the first card is red na ace. Okay. Red na ace. So, event 2, that the card is 10 or jack. So, pwedeng 10 na hearts, pwede rin 10 na diamond, pero pwede rin silang 10 na spade or 10 na clubs. Or pwede rin jack na hearts, jack na diamonds, or pwede rin jack na hearts, jack na spade, jack na clubs. Yan. Diba? And then A sub 3 is the event that the third card is greater than 3 but less than 7. Oh, ano daw yung pangatlo? Event is greater than 3 but less than 7. Ano ba yung mga greater than 3? So, pwede tayo kung hearts, meron tayong greater than 3 but less than 7, 4, 5, 6. Parang ganun, no? Then sa diamonds, ganun din. 4, 5, and 6. Sa spade, ganun din. 4, 5, and 6. Sa clubs or clover, 4, 5, and 6. Ang inaalam lang is probability ng mga events. Oh, first things first. Is event A sub 1, event A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3 are mutually exclusive events? Yes. A sub 1, A sub 2, and A sub 3 are mutually exclusive events. Yeah. If they are mutually exclusive events, ang magiging solution natin sa intersection ng event sub 1 na nag-intersect sa event sub 2 na nag-intersect sa event sub 3 ay yung probability ng A sub 1 multiplied by the probability ng A sub 2 multiplied by the probability ng A sub 3. Ayan na. So, ano ba yung probability ng A sub 1? Isa lang naman, yung red na ace ba? Ilan ba yon? Ilan ba ang red na cards? So, pwede siyang hearts na, pwede siyang ace na hearts, pwede ring ace na diamond. So, that is 2. 2 out of 52. Okay? Multiplied by, ano ang probability ng A sub 2? Since nabunot mo na, ayan no, in succession eh. Yun yung term na ginamit, are drawn in succession. Ibig sabihin, without replacement. Without replacement. Kaya pag binunot mo, hindi mo na ibabalik. Okay? So, pangalawa, ano ba yung pangalawang event? Ito, 10 or jack daw. So, ibig sabihin, lahat to kasal. Pag 10 or jack, ibig sabihin, i-add, di ba? Pag or, so add mo to lahat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pag pula, pag blue na nakakulay dyan, 4 din. So that is 8. Pero, ang number na lang ng cards, total cards mo ay, dahil nakabunot ka na sa isa, ito na, in succession eh. E di yung pangalawa mo, that is over 51. Okay? And then, yung pangatlo mo, is pag nabunot mo na yung probability ng A sub 3 mo is tapos na, no? Nabunot mo na tong A sub 1, A sub 2. Or pwede rin natin din sabihin that A sub 3 din na para lang din malinaw. The probability ng A sub 3 ay conditional probability. Ano yan? The probability that A sub 3 occurs given that A sub 1, the intersection of A sub 1 and A sub 2 occurs. Pero, they are mutually exclusive events nga. Diba? Walang kaparehas doon. Parang, wala. Diba? Walang nangyari. No? Walang kaparehas na event. Ayan. Wala silang or independent. No? Should I say independent is in a way na walang kaparehas na number. Pero, they are, lagyan natin. They are mutually exclusive events on their face value. Ibig sabihin, yung value ng card, kung 10, jack, 4, 5, 6, tapos ace, magkakaiba talaga. Okay? Pero, ang common sa kanila is they are on the same card. For example, yung 4, 5, 6 ng hearts and diamonds, meron sila. Yung 4, 5, 6 ng spade and clubs, meron sila. So, nag-intersect yun. So, ito, probability ng A sub 3 is dahil nga nabunot na yung huli, yung 52, pang 50 to 51st na lang. Ito, 50 na lang yung total. Pero ilan ba tong number ng cards na to? Tig 6 sa pula, tig 6 sa blue, that is 12 over 50. So, this multiplied by 12 over 50. Ito na yung pangatlo na bunot. So, kasi drawn in succession eh. And this is equal to, kapag minultiply mo yan, dire-diretso, that is equal to 8 over 5525. So, ito yung sagot natin for this answer. Okay? So, yan na yung ating discussion on the rules of probability. Okay?